All right, hello everyone. So today is Wednesday. Let's get started. Now on Wednesday, we don't have any news today, right? So no news. News is coming in on Thursday. Let's take a look. All right, so this week got news Thursday, Friday coming in. Okay, and so we need to actually prepare for that because that's what the market is going to do. All right, it's going to prepare for this news. So let's get started. Now, yesterday, whatever you traded yesterday, you should have been good. That's gold. Market came back in pre-trade session. I think that was lunchtime. Let me take a look. Yeah, my lunchtime. And then, as you can see, the market just took off nice and easy. I did say if we find a direction, it should just keep going until closing. And the pullback was a good setup, and then the market went up. Okay, and that's basically, as you can see, a good buy kiss there on that resistance. So nothing really dramatic here. Market comes down, closes gap, goes up, and it's a trading hour, so you should all be in the money. Now we can get rid of all of these. Take a look at today. Start fresh. All right. So on the weekly, let's not be lazy and get into the weekly first. All right, so like I said, we've got a breakout. We want to follow this up. Any pullback is legitimate to go up into those targets, so if you did so, well done. All right, now I did say yesterday as well, this is a swing day, we have to be careful. I did highlight that 2777. Why? Because of PST level. All right, if the market comes back down into a trading hour into 68 2737, you're good to buy. If it's a trading hour, 2737 is down here. All right, it's not a bad zone. There's a slight gap. Once it closes it, it should be good. Okay, so if the market dips down into 2737, which is there, all right, so this is going to be the zone here. So if it comes down into this zone, then going back up is looking legitimate if it is a trading hour. Now the good hours for today, it's a little tricky. 9 to 9:50 is going to be here. All right, I think it's here, which is 8 to 8:50 on the platform. But I wouldn't be selling it. Okay, I wouldn't be selling it. You don't want to be going against the grind right now, because we like pushing up. Okay, so accordingly, let's put this into a 15-minute chart. So accordingly, we have to wait for a pullback. Like yesterday as well. The market was up yesterday in the video. I said this place is a bit tricky, so be careful. Don't muck around here. But when the market came back down, you see how it closes gap, bounces off, and it's a trading hour. It goes up. So kind of same kind of setup. But one thing you've got to be careful here. Okay, this is an expanding range. All right. So what does that mean? It means Tuesday, Wednesday, you might have a Thursday, and then a slap day, and Thursday is a swing day on this one. Okay, so pull back to go back into Thursday, like pull back to go up into Thursday is okay to do so. All right, and that should like bring us up here. I can actually get rid of this. Okay, because of the gap here, and I did say we've got room to go up into there. All right, so that's all fine. And I also want to now get rid of this, don't I? Let's get rid of that. Okay, so this is the zone we're looking to go into. It's nice and clean breakout. So if it comes back also 2724, all right, 2724, it's going to be on that level there, 2724. It's a bit low, but in any case, if we come down into trading hours, into the zone here, right, goodbye kiss here, daily pivot, like if it's a trading hour, it's good to go long again, right? And that's it. And we'll be setting up, I guess, for the news tomorrow. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember yesterday we said it's a good place to get into the market. I actually posted that as well in the members area, and then I got out of that trade here. Okay, why? Because it was the high of the previous day, and then as you can see the market pulled back here. So but this has got room to go up, so if we do pull back today, we can still go long on this. Let's check it out first though. Let's not make assumptions and then make a fool out of ourselves. Let's first check it out. Now, as usual, let's start with the weekly again, so we're not lazy. All right, so let's just see this. Now, I had a rectangle here from before, as you know. The reason it's disappeared is because I had to reset up my template just now. So let's do that. This is the zone. Remember, this is a zone we've been wanting to get back into, and for months you guys know about it, and we're all good with that. Okay, so the market wanting to go back up is just logical. We've been waiting for it, dying for it, and yesterday trading it. So if you take a look, it still has room to go up, and then once we go up, it should be coming into this zone here. All right, so if I do this, this is going to be my kill zone. All right, why market sold heavy? So we still have room to go. Yesterday I talked about this as well. If the market comes back into 52, 1.0371, 1.03, I can get rid of this now. 1.0371 is going to be there. All right, so if we come back into that zone, I don't mind like going back up again. Okay, and yeah, basically that's it. You know, like I said yesterday, I got out at the top here because of the high of the previous day, as you can see, and the high of the Asia session. So today as well, if we dip down here, it's fine for us to get back in the zone. All right, so we can get back into the game in that zone there, because that's the daily PST level. Okay, and that's basically how it is. We've still got, like I said, room to go up. You can measure this 63.66, as you can see, 1.0468, 0501, 0506. So this 66 zone, 63, 66, 71, those are going to be your zones, but stick with the 63, 66 first of all, and the 67. So from 1.0468 all the way into 0518, and that should bring us into here. So this zone is going to be for us like, you know, pretty much the zone. All right, so any pullback is okay to go up, and yesterday as well, it's a nice day, and that's it. Remember, Monday was a swing day, market broke out, pulls back, follow through into that. All right, so again, any pullback into our daily PST here, we're happy to go up if that happens. All right, SP500, also another nice one. I did say this is like breaking out, so any pullback is good for us to get back in. Yesterday we had a trade on this one as well. I posted both of them, which was right here. Now I've made a video on why I took this, because seemingly it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, why? Because that's a high, that's a low, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Why would you take that? I've made an explanation on that one, and the technical reasons for it. It's on YouTube, so have a look through it. It's worth going through. Now, in the US session, I said there could be a mess, and if we find direction after that mess, you can enter it. Hopefully you did. Okay, and that went all the way towards closing, because I made a comment on that. I did say, you know, if we find direction, and then, you know, we should go into the target. And then I did say, you know, we might break through at 627.40, which is 520. Whoops, wait a second. It's 520 to 640, right? That's 520, and that's just 640 there, right? And then the market, you see it's breaking out and then going all the way into closing. So you don't want to be standing in front of it, as I always say, because of the PST breakout. So, and yesterday this little move here made it feasible for us to kind of like get in and follow it through. Okay, and that's basically it. If it comes back, then we're going to go for it again. We've got room to follow this up. I think the US is ecstatic about what's going on, so the markets are responding nicely. Now we can get rid of these, and let's see where we can get back into the game if we can. Now tomorrow there will be news, so with the news we might have a sudden collapse down, which is not a bad thing. Okay. Now remember, Monday, Tuesday was swing day on this one. Monday was inauguration, and Tuesday was yesterday. Now, because a swing day can also be a breakout day, remember? And because we had the weekly breakout, buying, I said, is not a bad idea, because, you know, it's a PST on the weekly, so you want to kind of like go with it. Okay. So this swing day turned into a breakout. Okay, so that's good. And it's also, as you can see, it's a nice dip down. It is actually a swing day too, right? Because it's a nice dip down, and then accordingly market went up again. Oh, come on. There you go. All right, so swing is actually, it's still a swing day. All right, nice and easy. Now, yesterday when the US opened, this was a little tricky, because I'll tell you why. Because the market was at the top, so you see it was like round here. So I'm like, okay, it's a little tricky. So yesterday, the only time you could have got into this properly, you know, without taking a lot of risk, was either down here, or once it found direction, you could have said, you know what, I'm going to go, because it came down, it swept London, right? Swept London, pushed back up. If you were to buy here, okay, you would have been okay, because I did say if it finds direction, like you see, we've got high and higher lows going, it, you know, it'll go all the way in there. So if you traded that up move, you should have been okay with it. Other than that, there's not much to talk about. Okay, you know, it was either here or here. All right. And today as well, the same kind of thing. If the market pulls back, we're okay to go up. And then you have to understand that this is like a 3-day, 4-day up move. Look. Okay, as you can see, that's 1, 2, and then we've got 3 happening. Okay, and now we're going into the 4th day, and tomorrow is going to be a news day. So sooner or later, this is going to have to get slapped again and do something like this, okay, or something like this, okay, kind of like calming down and getting down. And we've got also this big gap there, so I'm still going to extend that zone, okay, and we should keep an eye out for it, because with the smaller time frame, as the market moves forward, you lose track of these things. So just make sure you're like following them, okay? Following them through. Okay. And also on this one as well, this will also be a zone we'll want to get back in if it ever comes down here. All right, so but in the meantime, we understand we're going up, but sooner or later it's gonna get hammered, okay, and then retrace again. So we'll see if the news on Thursday, Friday will facilitate for that. Until then, direction is up, no need to short it. Okay, so if it comes back, you can go along with it. Just let me check if we've got a daily PST on that. Well, that's the support level for the PST. That's the LCR1, 6,053. So the market has got a 6,053 mark on the LCL1, which is there. All right, so if we're back down here in the US or down in the daily, and it's a trading hour and you want to follow this up, you can chuck a UE. I mean, you can do a U-turn, okay, according to how we've learned in technical analysis, or you can go in directly with a tight stop loss. The market will have a bit of a dodgy moment, right? It's going to have a bit of a tricky moment. Possibly between 4 and 5:45, okay? But I like this 4 o'clock, okay? This 10 past 4 is good, and the 6:45 is good, okay? If it finds direction in 6:45, we should also go towards closing, all right? And that should be kind of the way to go, okay? And then I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to have a nasty surprise on Thursday. So, like I said, we're probably setting up for that news, and I would take that into consideration if you're going to keep positions open, all right? Because after the news, we are going to have a wild move, okay? Yes. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so going up until then, in New York, following it through is okay. Like I said, this is a zone where you can, go up. All right. And that's it. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. All right. Now, here we are. Now, this is the US market. Okay, so this is, as you can see, that thing happened in the US. I said be careful for the mess. Okay, so I did say we're going to have some tricky hours. And that was from 6:15 to 6:40 my time. 5:15. There you go, 5:15 there. All right. So until 5:20, I said it's a little messy. And that was the case. But afterwards, you see how the market found direction. And then that direction just went all the way into closing. Nice and easy. So you should have been okay here. No problem. Okay. And now let's see where we're at. Now with the indices, they're all going together. So we're at the goodbye kiss here, obviously. And that was a target. Okay. Remember the HCL1 line. So 44,012. All right, and that's your 44,012. Nice and easy. All right, so that was done. Okay, no selling until then. I did say. Now, with the Dow, we got to be a bit careful because today is Wednesday. And it's like an expansion day today. So we're going to treat this like all the others. Okay, so I can't think of any other thing anything else to do. If the market comes into the daily pivot zone at a trading hour and you want to buy, I don't blame you. All right, this is a zone where the market can buy again. All right, so if it dips down and so on. Now, like I said for today as well, you know, the good hours, if you're going to do indices, it's probably going to be about 10 past 4, and then until 5:40 we might have something, you know, like this, a little choppy. But by 6:45 my time, it's going to be 5:45 on the platform, we should find a direction. Okay, and that should be it. Now, once we find direction, we should go towards closing again. All right, so that should be the situation once again. All right, so it's going to be pretty much the same kind of setup as you can see on the daily. You know, here we are. We talked about this. We talked about this zone coming up into the 37.5. It's just logical. On the daily, look, your price goodbye kiss still has room, but you can see it's just going to close this gap here, and then this will need to sell off again. All right, so today is Wednesday on this one. Okay, I'm going to just lift this a little higher here. On the weekly, let's see if there is well, that is the weekly. Okay, so that's the weekly. What about the monthly? 67, 44, 401. 44, 401. Can it get that far? 44,004. Well, it can. If it does, we will be selling. All right, so that's not a bad spot to sell off. This is good on the monthly, as you can see. All right, big push down, market going back up, retesting, and another slap down is okay. I don't mind another slap down at all, because I'd like to see this come down to close all this in, and that should actually bring us back here into this zone. All right, so that at least here. Okay, so we'll see how that pans out. In the interim though, treat it like, if you're day trading, if it pulls back, you want to go up a little bit more, okay. But look, we're getting closer to the news day tomorrow, okay, and today's a swing day for this one, and then we've got the SP 500 and NASDAQ having a swing day on a Friday, okay. So be mindful. NASDAQ, let's take a look at that. Okay. NASDAQ, here we are. Nice. Okay, yesterday you should have, this is actually much better than the Dow. Okay, if you marked in that mess period, remember I talked about, so until 520 I said it's going to be a mess, and that's your 520. Okay, it should settle down after, I said after 520 I did say, and this is good. You see, you should have gotten in here, and it should have been a just 1 bar stop loss, and that must have been a place I've marked in before. There you go. All right, that's just yesterday. Okay, so if you did that, well done. It's just a matter of following through. All right, see, that's just a matter of following through. So we still have room, flag formation, market breaking out, just following that through. What to do with it? If we dip back down to this zone, the high of yesterday, or to the daily, and it's a trading hour, you can still follow it through, because we've got room to go up. 21,914 on the price, so mark it in. 64 on the PST, 22,043. Okay, so in that zone we should be pushing up. So if there's a pullback and you want to get back into the game, it's doable. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a swing day Tuesday, didn't it? So let's check it out. Well, swing day Tuesday. What do you know? What a lovely day. Right there. Okay, swing day Tuesday. Wonderful. Coming down in here, and I must have marked this in if I drew these lines. So we're back down here. Let me just check if that was a trading hour. That's 3:20 in the morning. Oh my God, that is like awesome, because that's 4:20 my time. Tuesday, 4:20. We might see sudden moves settling down into 5:25 to 5:45. Well, knowing that was an advantage, wasn't it? There you go. Settling down into that 4:20 to 5:25. There you go. Boom, boom. So then the market goes up. Beautiful. When was this dip? 7:50. I didn't have anything at... Oh, yes, I did. I had 8:45, which should be that bar. All right. Market dipping down, because remember we had 7:35 to 8:45. So market dips down into 8:45, which is beautiful. And then reversing. That's fine. All right, so you should have been in the money, and that's fine. So we had targets as well, so all good. So what to do? Let's take a look. So on the weekly, we've got more room to go. Oh, look at that pullback right into, on the weekly, look, 64.99.728. That is just really good to see. It's just nice for the market to come and get in there. 99.728, and the low off is 99.383. Okay, so it's pretty close. Okay, 99.383 to 99.728. That's just awesome. All right, market coming down and then going up. Right then, it's this one here, 98.363, which is a 63.30 on there. So that zone between those two lines where the market bought, and it just, as you can see, bang on a Monday, comes back bang on a Tuesday. It's just good to see it going all the way back up again. Right then. Is there room to go now? We've got a sideways market here. The next swing day on Bitcoin is going to happen tomorrow. If the market is up here tomorrow with the news and stuff, if it hits up, selling is not a bad idea. I'm just going to get rid of this now. Okay. If you want to buy today, you do it at 57. It's daily. It's a price of 102824. Put it in, write it in, and selling at 75, which is 110,082. But I wouldn't do that. If it goes up first tomorrow, we're probably going to hit a target, and the market may just, sell off again. Why? Look, the market is in a sideways, it's not trading zone, not a trending zone. And remember, we had the same stuff here. Look, remember, you will note before how our swing days and hours were at tops, bottoms, remember? Okay, so the market is now doing sideways again. So sell, buy until it's going to break out one way or the other. So buying the lows are okay, not a problem. Okay, selling the highs are also okay with a bit of caution, because at the end of the day, that's an impulse wave, rectangle. Buying the lows for a potential breakout is what we're anticipating. However, though, Another thing that can happen is that this could turn into a distribution, okay, and then this distribution could just come down into this zone. All right, and remember, I'm still marking these levels in because there's a huge gap here. Sooner or later, the price will come here. It will have to, okay, because they'll want to close this gap sooner or later. It could be months later, weeks later, it doesn't matter. But you see here, look, all right, see how the market came back and closed all these gaps before? You see, this is from 2020. It came to close all that in 2022, all right, and then moved back. So sooner or later, it's going to have to come back and close some of this stuff before going back up again, all right? So that's how things are. So selling the highs are also okay if you're going to do intraday trading at the right day and hour. Do it on a PST. On the weekly, you can see there's still room that the market can push up into. Tomorrow's a swing day. You want to wait for it. That's also okay.